The night was strangely quiet in the small suburban neighborhood where Officer Daniel Cruz was patrolling. He had just pulled his car to the side of the road, thinking he finally had a moment to breathe, when the radio crackled sharply. The dispatcher's voice came urgent, shaky, and confused. Unit 14, we received a 911 call, from a child. She sounded around 5 years old. She said, the baby is coming. Then the call dropped. Daniel sat up straight. A child calling 911 was never a small matter, but the words she used set off alarm bells in his mind. A 5-year-old saying that a baby was coming. It made no sense. No. He didn't want to imagine the scenarios. The dispatcher quickly sent the address, and Daniel hit the siren immediately, racing toward the location. The house was small, worn down, and unlit except for one faint bulb flickering through the cracked window. Daniel rushed out of his car and knocked loudly, calling out, "Police! Is anyone inside?" There was no response, only a soft cry. A child's cry. Daniel pushed the door open just enough to see a tiny figure standing at the end of a narrow hallway. It was a little girl, barefoot, wearing pajamas that were too thin for the freezing night. Her cheeks were wet with tears, and her small hands trembled as she pointed toward a room. "Please, help her," she whispered. "The baby is coming." Daniel gently knelt down to her level. "Sweetheart, what's your name?" "Lily," she said, sniffling. "I called you. Mama's sick. She fell down, and she won't wake up properly. She said the baby is coming, but she's scared, and I don't know what to do." Daniel felt a painful thump in his chest. A pregnant mother, unconscious or close to it, with only a 5-year-old trying to care for her. He immediately radioed for medical assistance and backup, then followed Lily toward the room. Inside, the scene made his breath catch. A woman lay on the floor beside a torn mattress, clutching her stomach. Her breaths were shallow, her face pale, and she shivered uncontrollably. She looked like she hadn't eaten properly in days. The room was cold, windows cracked, blankets scattered. It didn't look like a place anyone should be living in, especially not a child, or a pregnant woman this close to delivery. Daniel rushed over to the woman. "Ma'am, can you hear me?" he asked, placing 2 fingers gently on her wrist to check her pulse. She opened her eyes slightly, her voice cracking. "Please, my baby, and Lily, I can't lose them." "You're not losing anyone," Daniel said firmly. "Ambulance is already on its way. Stay with me. You're safe now." But she shook her head weakly. "No, he left us, he told me we were on our own. I can't do this." Her voice faded in and out, and Daniel felt the gravity of the situation weighing heavier by the second. He looked around. No food, no water, no phone charger, no heating. It was clear this woman had been struggling alone for a long time. And little Lily had been trying to take care of her the best way a 5-year-old could. "Officer," Lily tugged at his sleeve, her voice breaking. "Mama said the baby is coming now. Is she gonna die?" Daniel swallowed hard. "No. I promise, we're going to help her." He didn't know if the promise would hold true, but he knew he had to say it. This little girl needed hope more than anything. He quickly grabbed blankets from the corner and wrapped them around the woman, then helped support her upper body to ease her breathing. "How long has she been like this, Lily?" he asked. "A long time," Lily whispered. "Mama was crying before, holding her tummy. She tried calling someone but her phone died. I remembered what she told me. She said if something bad happens, call 911. So I tried. I didn't know what else to do." "You did exactly the right thing," Daniel said, placing a hand gently on her shoulder. The woman suddenly gasped in pain, clutching her stomach tighter. Daniel knew the ambulance wasn't here yet. He radioed again with urgency. "Dispatch, where is Ems? Mother in active labor, unstable, possible complications, child present. I need ETA now." 4 minutes, the dispatcher replied. 4 minutes felt like 40. The woman groaned, her face contorting, tears streaming. "I'm scared," she whispered. "Please, don't let anything happen to my baby." Daniel leaned in closer, keeping his voice steady and warm. "You're strong. You've made it this far. Keep breathing. Help is almost here." Lily knelt beside her mother, clutching her hand, tears falling silently. "Mama, I'm here, please don't leave me." Daniel felt something tighten in his throat. He had seen so many painful scenes in his career, but something about this little girl, so small, so brave, broke him in places he didn't know could break. He had never wanted to protect someone more than he wanted to protect her now. The woman's breathing grew heavier, her body shaking. Daniel kept comforting both her and Lily, talking to them steadily, refusing to let panic enter the room. He checked her pulse again, it was weakening. Just when he feared the worst, flashing lights filled the window. Relief flooded him. He rushed out, guiding the paramedics inside. They quickly assessed the situation, lifting the woman onto a stretcher and starting emergency procedures. Lily screamed when they tried taking her mother away, gripping Daniel's leg tightly. No. Don't take Mama. Don't take her away from me. Daniel lifted her into his arms gently. Sweetheart, listen to me. They're taking her so they can help her. She needs doctors right now. You can come with us, okay? You won't be left alone. Lily buried her face in his uniform, crying softly. Daniel carried her into the ambulance and sat with her while they rushed to the hospital, her small hand gripping his thumb tightly, refusing to let go. At the hospital, everything moved fast. Doctors rushed the mother into the delivery room while nurses checked Lily for signs of neglect, dehydration, and emotional distress. She was shy, scared, and kept asking, "Is Mama okay? Is the baby okay?" Daniel stayed with her, refusing to leave until he knew both children, the one in her arms and the one still inside the mother, would be safe. After nearly an hour, a doctor walked out. His expression was a mix of exhaustion and relief. She's stable now, he said. There were complications. She was severely malnourished and dehydrated, but we managed to deliver a baby boy safely. Both are recovering. She asked about her daughter. Lily shot up from her seat, eyes wide. Mama's okay. And the baby? The doctor smiled softly and nodded. Daniel couldn't stop the breath of relief that escaped him. When they brought Lily to the room, her mother was weak but awake, holding a tiny newborn wrapped in hospital blankets. Tears poured down her cheeks as Lily climbed onto the bed carefully. Lily, meet your brother, she whispered, her voice trembling. He's so small, Lily whispered, touching the baby's hand. Her mother nodded. Just like you were. Daniel watched them silently from the doorway. Something in that moment, pure, fragile, overflowing with love, hit him harder than anything he had experienced on the job in years. Later, when social services arrived, they spoke with the mother privately. She explained everything. Her partner had abandoned them months ago. She lost her job. She tried to survive, but with no money, no support, and a pregnancy growing harder each day, she fell apart. She had no relatives willing to help, no friends she could rely on. She was terrified of losing her children to the system, so she hid everything, hoping she could make it somehow. But her body gave out before her hope did. The social worker assured her that she wouldn't lose her children. Instead, she would be placed in a family support program, given housing, healthcare, and child assistance. Her eyes filled again, this time with relief instead of fear. Daniel stepped into the room then, and the mother looked at him with deep gratitude. Thank you, she said weakly. You saved us. You saved yourselves, Daniel replied gently. Your daughter saved you. You raised a brave kid. Lily looked up at Daniel with the purest smile he had seen in years. You came when I called, she said softly. I thought maybe nobody would hear me. I heard you, Daniel said, kneeling beside her. And I always will. In that quiet hospital room, filled with the soft humming of machines and the tiny breaths of a newborn, the world felt different, warmer. The suffering they had endured didn't vanish, but something else had taken its place, hope. A week later, when the family was transferred to their new apartment provided through the support program, Daniel visited them with a small basket of baby supplies donated by officers from his precinct. Lily ran to him immediately, hugging his legs with her usual enthusiasm. Her mother, healthier now and standing on her own 2 feet again, held her newborn son close. We're going to start over, she said with determination. For them. Daniel smiled, knowing she meant every word. He had seen broken families before, but this family, despite everything, was still holding on to love. That made all the difference. As he walked away from their apartment, he glanced back one last time. Lily waved from the window, her baby brother in her mother's arms, sunlight bathing all 3 of them in a warm glow. For Daniel, it was a reminder of why he joined the force, why he kept going even when the world felt dark. Because somewhere out there, a child might be whispering into a phone, please help us, and someone needed to answer. And he always would.